Hello and welcome to the Southern Drink Review. I'm Derek,
And I'm Dan.
and today we are here with a special preview. As you can see, our studio's not ready yet. We ain't quite got all our equipment in place, but it was important enough that we decided we had to answer a question that Americans want. No, Dan, Americans deserve to know what is the best beer for Cinco de Mayo?
Right. So this is going to be judged on what? Drinkability,
We're,
right?
we're going to judge it on how easy it is to drink it because it's a celebration. If you have one beer and you're done, no, that's not a celebration. That's a meal, So it's drinkability, and I think overall you have to say flavor.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I,
So
I think that's going to be more important than drinkability.
right. And so when we rank these things, are we putting the so it's going to be a combination, right? Taste and drinkability is going to be number
Yes,
one.
if you have two things that they taste just as good as each other, but one of them is much more drinkable than the other, the drinkable one takes the win. It's just
Okay.
the way. Now, flavor, like I said, though, probably will outweigh it. It just depends. It's going to be on a case by case basis. So, right here, we have six different beers, all of them specially considered, specially related, I guess you could say, to Cinco de Mayo. So, of course, right here, I've got the bottles. You can't see them. We got Corona Extra. We went with Corona Extra as opposed to Corona Light because, well, light beer really isn't, you know, it's not the full flavor of the beer. Also, it should be noted we are not putting lime in any of these beers. These are just the beers as they are, no adjuncts added in. Next up, we have Tecate, favorite of boxing fans all across the world. You got the little eagle on there. This one, this I have to say, have you ever had Tecate?
Like once.
I really like Tecate actually. I don't drink it very much because I'm not a huge lager guy, but I like Tecate. It's one of my
Right. Right.
it's one of the better ones. Um, Here we have Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friend. No copyright infringement intended. Um, and this is the Dos Equis Especial, not the amber. We are only doing Mexican Cerveza lagers today. We are not doing any of the ambers or we're not doing Negro Modelo or anything else like that. Just the lagers. Uh, this one is by far and away my favorite.
Mm-hmm. It's always a good one.
Yeah. Next up, we've got a new contender from an old favorite. We have Sierra Nevada Sierra Vesa. That's right. Sierra Nevada is now in the easy drinking, it says it, easy drinking lager game. Uh, it's made in the same place as everything else. I've never had this before. I just saw it and I was like, we've got to have something from craft brews in here. And so Sierra Nevada is always a good bet. I'm just wondering how hoppy it's going to be because they're known for their hoppiness.
Right.
So I guess we're gonna have to find out. Next up, Soul. I'm a little worried about this. I've never actually had Soul beer.
Show them the bottle. Show them the bottle. Yeah.
I've never actually had Soul beer before,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the only one of this entire group that's a twist off cap. Now, for those of you who
That's
aren't,
quality right there.
yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar, twist offs are generally not a huge thing in a beer's favor because of the fact that it lets oxygen in and that goes and makes the beer stale faster. Add to that the fact that it's a clear bottle, and what you end up with is a beer that can be easily degraded by light combined with the oxygen coming in. And it's just, I don't know.
Might be a bad combination.
Yeah, that could be a bad combination, but it could be great too. Finally, we have another newcomer, or at least for us, it's a newcomer. I don't know if you get this where you're at. Estrella, Jalisco. I'll turn around the big logo so you guys can see it. Importada de Mexico. I'm not very good at Spanish, which is kind of sad. So this one is brewed in what, Guadalajara? The Guadalajara. Yes, this is Guadalajara, Mexico. We just started seeing this. I don't know. Have you ever seen? I saw this only about a month
Yeah,
ago,
I've not
maybe.
not seen it before.
And I've been wanting to try it, and I saw it, and I found it in a can. Cans, yes, I know bottles. There's a romantic place in everyone's heart for bottles, but cans are the way to go. They keep light out. They keep oxygen out. It's they're just the best way to go and package beer. But we're gonna find out whether or not that means that they made an excellent beer in the first place. So here's how it's going to work. Back here, you can see we have 12 red cups. They are marked on the bottom with what they are. Now, Dan here was not in the room when I poured these cups out. Each cup, each pair of cups has one beer in it. And you can see one in the front, one in the back. They contain roughly the same amount of beer, and I poured them at exactly the same time, so they should be the same temperature. So I'm gonna have Dan go back there while I'm looking forward and cannot see what he's doing. Grab two of the cups, bring them here, and we will each taste them. After we taste them, we'll decide whether or not we like it, put it in a ranking somewhere, and we may go back and jump back and forth between a couple beers and try to go. And we're hoping to get a complete ranking, number 6 to number 1, best beers for Cinco de Mayo. So Dan, if you would get the first pair of beer, please select randomly, so I have no idea which beers they are, and don't look at the bottom, obviously.
All right. Hey, before I do, I've got to put my hat on here in honor of Cinco de Mayo. This is a hat that I actually got in Mexico, one of my trips to Mexico. You probably can't see what it says right there. What does it say, Derek?
It says Corona, Mexico.
That's right. So
That's a
my
weird kind.
Corona
I never heard
hat.
that name.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to randomly select.
Yes, randomly select. We should have the Jeopardy theme playing or something right now. So he has chosen two random beers. Okay, so I'm going to sit here. Now, the way that these beers were chosen is based on their style from what's known as the BJCP. So it just gives us an idea of what the rough parameters are, but we're judging these based purely, like we said, flavor and drinkability. So,
Cheers.
cheers.
Hmm. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It tastes has a little bit of that Corona type taste.
Yeah, it's a little light struck, is what it tastes like.
Hmm.
Without looking at the bottom, we're not going to look at the bottom until we are done. My guess is just from the taste, this is probably going to be either the Corona or the Soul.
Right. Very very light bodied, very light flavor. Um,
It's
if it didn't have that taste, it'd be a little bit more drinkable.
yes, the truthfully, this is going to rank towards the bottom. I feel.
I'm gonna put it
I'm
here in
not
the
a
middle
huge
for
fan. Yeah, it's got to go in the middle. It's one of one. It's number one too, Dan.
well,
It's
forget it.
the middle and it's the top.
I'm putting it at the top then. I'm
Well,
putting it
you
at the
know what?
middle.
I'm going to put it at the bottom of
All
mine.
right, there
There
you
we
go.
go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have another sip though, because I am thirsty.
You won't be thirsty by the time we get done.
No, I probably won't be. I might not be
All right.
sober either.
Next.
All right, next pair.
Next pair.
All right. So let's see. This one. Notice it doesn't have as much foam as the last one had.
Yeah.
You can't. You know, it's funny. We smell these because it's kind of what we're used to. You can't smell anything on these
Right.
for the
Right. It's
most
not much.
part. I mean they're yellow and they're fizzy and they don't have much of a
Mm,
smell.
I like it though. It's not bad. It's got a little bit of a hoppy flavor.
It does have some hops in it.
Hmm.
I've never tasted. Oh, I don't
A little
know.
bit of bitterness at the end. Hmm. It's not bad.
No.
Put this before Corona myself, but
Oh, you're ranking that. I'm going to rank the other one. I'm going to go low on left, high on right for
okay.
me. It doesn't matter what you do. They can't see what
High
we're
on right.
doing.
High.
They can't see what we're doing.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, I would think Sierra Nevada because the
Possibly.
hoppiness.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the hoppiness.
Yeah.
All right, next pair. Okay, here we go. This one actually has a little bit of a malty smell to it. It's a little bit there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like punch you in the face, but it's there. It
It's
exists.
got some sort of smell.
Wow, that tastes like water.
It does.
Let me compare it to the Corona. Maybe it's because there was so much flavor in the previous
Yeah.
one.
It was very hoppy, and so a lot of times that'll mask hoppiness in the next one. No, it still tastes.
Yeah,
No,
this is still
still tastes like Corona.
yeah.
Um.
I said Corona. I don't even know if
Yeah. Whatever it
I
is.
guess you all might know if it's Corona. If there's a C on the bottom of this when I drank it, it's a Corona.
Yeah, and this is just like water. Like I said, I bet you this is the salt.
You think so?
That's my guess.
Okay.
I'm putting it. I'm still putting it before Corona.
Yeah, I am too. Because it's funny. Corona has more flavor, but it's just not a good
That's right.
flavor.
That's right. I guess unless you like that.
Yeah, its flavor is just not that great.
Yeah.
I will have to edit out my
But it's
mic
great.
bump.
Hey, but you put a lime in it, and you're really thirsty, and those first couple sips are great.
Well, it's because you're tasting lime.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Next pair. I apologize for my mic bumps, guys.
That's a very interesting look on this one.
Oh, that's dark.
Very
The
dark.
other ones were much lighter.
And a very little head on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells sweet. Like I said, there's really not much flavor to these. They're all lagers, so.
A little bit more flavor than the one that I thought was salt.
This one I like. It's not.
It's very watery though. Very.
It's still. These are lagers. They're going to generally be watery. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have any hop. Well,
it does
actually,
have
it's
a
got a
little
little
bit
bit of
of.
hop
It's
on
got a
the
little
back
hops.
end. On the back end,
Yeah, just a little bit.
there's
It
a little
does
bit of
have a
bitterness in
flavor
there.
to it. It has a little bit of a.
It's got a malty sweetness to it.
Yeah, it is a little sweet. It has a. It is very. Its flavor is very muted. Very
It
muted.
is,
And
but it's good. I like it.
yeah, it's not very. Ends with
This,
the little
I'm
head.
telling you right now, this is going in number 2 spot for me behind the one that has the hoppiness to it and everything
Yeah,
else like that.
this is number two to me as well. It doesn't it's very it doesn't have a lot of carbonation,
Hmm.
but it has decent flavor even though it's very muted,
Well, they've
very
been
light.
sitting there for about 5-10 minutes, so maybe
Yeah.
it might have had more carbonation than you're giving it
All
credit for
right.
when I first poured it.
I'll put that as number two in my spot right
Okay,
now. All right, next.
coming up, going through these quick with the quickness.
Got a good head.
This one's still got some head on it, which on a lager is actually kind of unusual. Usually
Yeah,
it dissipates pretty well.
it's a thick head. I mean, for being very thin, it's still thick.
Actually, this one's got some nice mouthfeel.
Hmm.
Ooh,
And it's
I
got some
like that.
body to it.
Yeah, I like the flavor too. I'm gonna test these two, see which one I like better. This is my number 2 one, the one we just had.
Mhm. I
They're
think it's very similar
actually
in
pretty
taste.
close in color too, if
Yeah,
you look
very
at them.
similar in taste as well. It's just that this has a more of a mouth. It's a thicker mouthfeel. It's got more of a head.
Hmm.
I like it better just because of the mouthfeel. I think it's very similar in taste.
But you know what?
I'm gonna try this against the one though.
The one that we had previously,
Another one's so good.
I'm ranking it higher.
Really?
And the reason is because we said flavor and drinkability. You can kill this one.
It's too watery. It's too watery to me.
But here, do me a favor. Take a drink. Go grab the one that you place this to, and take a drink of it. Now imagine drinking a whole can of that right away and following it up with another.
Oh, you'd be pretty full.
Yeah,
I don't know. If you had something between the two, not as thick as that, but more body than that, I think it would be good.
possibly. But don't forget, they're pretty equal on flavor, and we said flavor and
Yeah.
drinkability.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll have to put it. I'll have to change it around. I think you're right because that is more drinkable than this one. You can only have a couple of those and you'd feel pretty full.
Yeah. All right. Last one. I can look. Well, I guess I can't look because it might be the position on the table might give it away.
That's right.
All right. So last one here. I don't like the smell on this one.
Yeah.
It's got like a Corona smell to it.
Yeah. Sort of a
We
dirty,
say
dirty
Corona,
type
and
smell.
let me explain something. It's not a knock on Corona necessarily. It is the clear bottle. The Corona taste that we're complaining about is light struck hops. When light comes in and interacts with the chemicals that the hops have in the beer, it creates what's known as a skunky flavor. And um, it's not a fault of Corona beer. It's a fault of the packaging. We tried to go and find canned Corona, but for the way we were doing the testing, we couldn't get our hands on any. Maybe we might want to go and maybe in a future video we'll grab
Can
canned
versus
Corona.
bottle.
No, I know who's gonna win that, but we might grab a canned Corona and see how it stacks up versus the top 3.
Okay.
So next, last one.
Drinkable. I like the mouthfeel. It's got a decent.
You know, it's got that skunky aroma. Doesn't have the taste though.
Um.
It's got something weird there.
Yeah, it does. That's what I was.
It's like minty.
It's almost like got like a sour. Um.
It reminds me of like if you took some Banaka and just sprayed a tiny bit of it in here. It's an off
It's a
flavor,
weird
definitely.
flavor, especially and it lasts.
Yeah,
It.
it's pernicious.
Mm.
Yeah,
I can't pinpoint what it is though.
what I'll
So
say
I need to
is,
go to beer school so I can pick this out as being old rusty shoe leather or something.
well, funny you should say that.
Uh,
Stay tuned. So, not to this episode, but later in the future.
mm.
So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this. This one's gonna rank close to the center. There's not really a direct center. It's gonna be bottom half, but the closest to the center on the bottom half. It's gonna go in my number 4 rank. That is most definitely.
I'm putting this at the end.
You like
I
that
don't
one the
like that weird
least.
taste. I don't like that weird taste.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair number 1 and number 2 real quick. Make sure I got those dead on.
Yeah, and yeah. Okay. I'll leave it. I'll
Mm.
leave it as it is. I'm satisfied. The only thing is that one that tastes like water to me. I would if the other ones didn't go down in flavor as taste wise,
Man, these are good.
I would take that
Grab your
watery
number
one
one
with
and
the
two and
avocado.
try them again.
All right, one's good. I just tried it. I just
Try
haven't
number
seen
two again, though.
it. Okay.
Try them right back to back.
Number one for sure because it's got the better mouthfeel, and number two is that watery one, but it tastes good. Got good taste.
Yeah, they both got good taste, but you're right. One has a better mouthfeel, but it's not so heavy as number three that you can still drink a bunch of it.
So far, my number one is the hoppy one.
My number one's the hoppy one also.
Okay.
All right, so
And I'm not a
I,
huge IPA fan.
the funny part is that the first three of ours
Mhm.
are exactly the same. It's only the last three that are different.
Okay.
So let's see so hold on, let's start at six. Start at six. So according to you, number six, what is the worst beer according to you?
It is XX.
Oh, it's the
It's
Dos Equis Lager Especial, which
Thank you.
means that's my number four, right? Let's see. Yes, it is the Dos Equis Lager Especial. Now, funny enough, um, this green bottle is very similar with its problems to the clear bottle. So maybe we'll grab a Dos Equis can too when we decide to do the Corona
Right.
can.
It could be a little light struck or something. I mean,
Yeah,
we both decided it had a weird flavor.
yeah, it had something off in there, and I've had this beer plenty of times. I never noticed a minty
Right.
flavor to it.
Right.
All right, so you're number five. What's your number five? Which I
Could be,
think is the same as
could be the fact that we drank all these other beers and just have an effect on flavor too.
that is Soul.
So, okay.
It's the Soul beer. Soul. That's slow, right?
Yeah, and it's just that's the one that's kind of a little tasteless. It's actually pretty drinkable. I might could move it up a little bit. But
All right, so let's see. Do your number four, and then I'll do mine. Five and six
number four on mine,
is Corona.
Corona. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and you know what? Which I'm pretty sure is my number five. I think. Let's see numbers, or maybe it's my number six. My number six is Soul. I did not like the Soul.
Mhm.
It just
It's
I
down near the
couldn't
bottom
do
of
it.
mine as
Yeah,
well too. So
yeah. I couldn't do that one. So number five should be Corona, I believe. Let's see. Yes, there's a C on it that says Corona. So our number three, two, and one are all the same.
okay.
So I will let you do the honors on number three. Number three is Tecate.
Yes.
I told you it's a pretty good beer. Definitely better than we both agreed it's better than Corona.
Yeah, it's the one that had the more body. You know, it's very similar to number two. It had a little bit more body.
Yeah,
The flavors there.
the knock on Tecate for this purposes at least is you can't drink a ton of them. You can't. Now understand, we're not saying you should go and be able to drink a 12 pack of something. We are very much big fans of responsible alcohol use,
Mhm.
but at the same time, you want to have more than two, or within
Well,
a
if you're gonna
day.
be and if you're gonna be there with friends and stuff like that, and it's over a long period of time, you don't want to go and just fill up on beer.
Yeah.
So,
So number three was Tecate. So two and one. Two and one.
all
So
right.
let's do. Don't worry about number two because that'll tell us what number two is. We're gonna do number one. All right.
So our
So
top favorite.
according to the Southern Drink Review, the number one beer for Cinco de Mayo is the Sierra Nevada
Wow.
Sierra Vesa.
Yep. Newcomer. Yep.
And I told you know what though? It's funny. I told you that was Sierra Nevada because it actually tastes like it has some hops in it. Now
Yeah.
understand, it's not super bitter.
No, it's
He
not.
doesn't like
I'm not a
IPAs,
big IPA
but
fan.
this is a great beer.
Mhm.
Easy drinking, great flavor, everything you want. It's got more body than number two here, which is the newcomer Estrella. Uh, hold on, I went and got mine mixed up. I think. Whatever.
No,
Estrella
yeah,
Jalisco.
okay.
Estrella Jalisco is the
Yep.
number two.
Yep.
And it's a great beer. If you guys can get this, I would definitely. If for some reason you have even more of an aversion to hops than Dan here has, then get the Estrella Jalisco. It's still an excellent beer. Uh,
In my opinion, it's got a good taste. It's very light. Like I said, a little watery to me. You definitely could drink that whole can though.
yeah, you could drink that whole can and maybe another one.
Yeah.
Responsibly, of course. So.
Yeah. Over a period of time.
All right, folks. So this has been the Southern Drink Review. I'm Derek.
I'm Dan.
And we are asking you to please remember to drink responsibly. Go ahead, hit like and subscribe to us. Hit the alert bell so you can see when we put up our first video from the new studio. And so you can always get alerts about when we got new content coming out. Go ahead and check the description below, and you will see us talking about each of these broken down by flavor. And talking about what is the best type of tequila, not brand, but type of tequila to use on Cinco de Mayo. And here's a sneak preview. It depends. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.